sometimes people have what it takes, but they haven't recognized it yet. Just go forward. So what do you need to do? How do you stand out? So what you need to do is be that person that's different and is bigger than you think. Rise from the ashes and fly like the phoenixes that you are. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Andrew David. This is Blake Newbar. This is the high performance call for the partner program that Blake has set up. Now, these calls, Monday through Friday, noon Eastern time, we get into personal development, we get into marketing, and next week I've got a couple of guests, or at least one guest, and some marketing training we're going to be diving into, so be ready for that. Now, here's what I want to talk to you guys today about. I got someone earlier today asked me about time and time management. I've got some of you guys and me personally, I went and celebrated birthday weekend. Those are the times when you sit and you think and kind of evaluate where you are in life and what you're looking to do. And so I want to share some things with you, and I don't want to scare anybody, but I want to look at some averages. I want to look at reality, and whether you are in your 20s or are you in your 60s, 70s, and 80s. I know none of us are average. All of you guys here are exceptional, and you will do all sorts of amazing things. But I do want to kind of look at and get a snapshot about life and look at where you're at and what's going on, right? So let's kind of pull into some of these things. Now, I posted this. I think Sally commented. That's not the one I want. Here we go. Guys, right now you have about 6.5 years to live your life. 6.5 years to live your life. That's it. The average life expectancy here in the United States as of 2021 is about 79 years. Now, obviously, men and women are a little bit different. Women have a tendency to live a little bit longer than men on average. It's somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 to 5 years longer all around the world. But we're just looking at averages right now. And I know some of you guys are a little closer to that than others, but I'm just looking at some general numbers. Averaging Western Europe, 79 years for men, 84 for females. In East Asia, averages 76 years for men, 80 for females. So I want you to figure at some point today, guys, I want you to look at yourself. Here's a couple of averages, okay? Of that time, 26 years on average is spent working, livelihood, chores, shopping, doing work. 24 will be spent sleeping. That's averaging here in the United States. The average amount of sleep is about 7.5 hours. Different places around the world, it is more, some it is less. I did the math on mine. I said, okay, 79 years, if that was the average. I sleep about 6.5 hours a day. I don't sleep enough. That's absolutely something I need to work on, but 6.5 hours is about what I'm sleeping. I did it all out, and so I'm at about 21.5 years. 16 years of time spent on leisure, 6.5 years eating and taking care of yourself, and you're left with anywhere between 6 to 8, 9 years of life. 6 to 8 or 9 years. Now, some of us, I like to eat, and so I think that number is probably higher for me. I spend more time eating than what those numbers represent. I look at work, and there's all these different things. So when we talk about the importance of managing time, not wasting time with this business, with your personal life, there's a reason for it, okay? There's a number of reasons. So here's a couple of quotes for you from Shane Parrish. We all know our money isn't infinite, yet we end up treating our time and energy and attention as if they are. Here's the thing, guys. You get to decide where your time goes. You can either spend it moving forward. You decide. And if you don't decide, others are going to decide it for you. Okay? Time equals life. Therefore, waste your time, waste of your life, or master your time and master your life. And I know there's some mistakes in there, but think about those quotes for a second. This has always been important to me, in part, and I've shared this before. I used to do cleaning and restoration, and I would work a lot of hours. I would spend time driving from one area to another. I would work all over the state of Florida. When I was chasing hurricanes, I'd have the 120 hour work weeks. I worked a lot. It wasn't a career that I chose, but I did it, right? I got into it because, hey, go work with my dad is what my ex would said. And I said, yeah, sure. I'll go do that for a little bit. And so a little bit turned into 12 years and a hell of a lot of hours. A lot of time on the road by myself, a lot of time in hotels by myself before cell phones, when, you get on a payphone to call home at the end of the night. And then that was costing too much. So I wouldn't talk with there were weeks, and some of you guys may be able to relate to this. There were weeks where I legitimately wouldn't talk with really anybody in person because I was working in commercial buildings that were empty. And so about the only time I would talk to somebody is if I was checking into a hotel or if I was ordering food or at, the grocery store checkout, because I was, broke enough that ordering from the dollar menu at McDonald's or Taco Bell was too much. And so I remember, sitting at lunch, opening a can of tuna, opening a can of corn, maybe a can of beans, mixing it together with a little bit of seasoning, eating that, trying to do it as fast as you can, get out the door and get back to work. Because the carpet wand, if that's not moving, you're not making money, right? And if you're not making money, you're not getting paid. Not that I was getting paid much anyway, but I'd gotten into that career. I was gotten into that life. And after my divorce, I remember sitting down and I would bitch and moan about it. It wasn't what I wanted to do. I didn't want to go get a general contractor's license, go through the training and education, and then go sit down for those tests. But I did it. I didn't want to do this, but I did it. And I was in therapy one time talking with the therapist. He said, I think at one point, maybe it's just now you're kind of waking up and you're realizing that you're floating along on this ship called life. And you realize that you're scrubbing the deck and someone else has been at the helm forever. Time management isn't just making the best use of your time during the day, but it's figuring out that you're in control of your time. And ultimately, you're in control of your life. But until you make the decision to be in control, somebody's going to control it for you. Right? And it's important. Am I breaking up some, or is my audio all right, guys?
That's good.
I'm okay. All right. So waste your time, waste your life, or master your time, master your life. One of the ways that we misunderstand is we often get ourselves too busy to spend time with the ones that we care about. Guys, these 6.5 years that you've got left, mixed in here, days here, a weekend there, hours here and there that you actually spend living, that little bit of time. Here's how time breaks down, right? So this is a survey that I pulled up, and you can find, I can get you guys a link, but really it's just kind of coming to terms with things for yourself. So this is from the UK, this particular survey, 2014 and 2015. Obviously, depending on the country you're in, it's different. So I've got 3 different sections here. So I don't know why they created this. Just doesn't make sense to me. Let's create a scale on a scale of 1 to 7. Okay, let's be weird. On a scale of 1 to 7 is where they created this scale. So what do you enjoy? So they're looking at really all of these things achieved: homework, job seeking, domestic chores, schooling, paid work, regular work were rated as the least enjoyable. They achieved an enjoyment rating between 4 and 5 out of 7 on average. Okay. Scale of 1 to 7. Doing homework, looking for a job, washing up, personal services, domestic stuff, commuting, driving to and from work, your main job. I love this. Like if you can kind of see where this is under commuting and main job, people enjoyed commuting about as much as they enjoyed work. Like I enjoy driving to my job about as much as I actually enjoy my job. Work travel, you kind of have this scale here. It's just like looking for a job. Some people found it more enjoyable than others. That's where that line is a little bit longer. Paid work at home, a little bit more than school or a little bit more than regular job, but not that far different. Then adult care. Now, little bit higher. Second, you have in bed, not asleep, shopping and travel, writing letters, care, self-care, cooking, pet care, leisure, work break, second job, DIY, email, internet, work meals, childcare. So look how much more, like the work meals, you're up around, this is going to be 5+ versus actual work, how different that is. Listening to the radio, reading, teaching a child, and walking. So we're picking up. Second job showed the largest variation in enjoyment ratings, likely reflects difference between those who choose and those who have to work a different job, right? So just as a thought here, what you guys are seeing, okay? Now, things that people actually found more enjoyable here in the green. Accompanying a child, so time with the kids, talking to someone on the phone, relaxing, watching TV, reading, walking dogs, on and on and on and on and on. Computer games much higher than apparently all of it, which is crazy to me. Being at a restaurant or a pub, bar, playing with the kid, going to sports and then theater, concerts, etc. How are you spending your time? What do you enjoy? Okay. So Darren must manage this like a beast. Darren's great at managing his time. You guys, people ask me about my time, and I enjoy these calls. I enjoy most of the time. I enjoy my one-on-ones. Most of you guys are absolutely awesome, and so you make that enjoyable. But I love talking strategy. I love talking about things. I love studying this stuff. I've learned to outsource things that I don't enjoy. Right, I've got help with accounting and taxes. I have help with my graphics and stuff. But I've both learned to do the stuff that I enjoy, and I've learned to enjoy some of the stuff that I do. But I've also learned when and how to shut it down and enjoy my life a little bit. And I don't think we're doing that enough. I want you guys to think a little bit. If you've only got 5, 6, 6.5, 7, 8 years to live, how are you spending your time? Are you, if you're putting in 60 hours at a certain job, then dang it, put in a couple hours into something that you can build for yourself that's going to allow you the freedom that you want, right? Put in the time and effort there. If health is going to be something that allows me to live longer and I enjoy it, then I'm going to do that. Guys, death is going to come for all of us. That's just the reality. Not to be a downer, spoiler alert, at some point, this life comes to an end. Ladies and gentlemen, is it finally time to start living the life that you've imagined? The whistle's already blown. You are in the middle of the race already in your life. Question is where are you? Are you sitting at the blocks watching everybody else roll by you? Are you in the middle of it just kind of trudging along? Or have you decided you're going to enjoy the hell out of the ride? Let the wind blow in your hair, your fabulous hair, Lynn and Roderick and all the rest of you. And are you going to get out and live your life the way that you should? Right? Find some things that you enjoy. Learn to enjoy some of the things that you do. Don't waste time in needless and nonsensical items. Go be amazing. Right? Go be amazing. And find the time to live your life. So that's what I got. I want you guys to rise up today. Recognize how valuable you are, how valuable every damn minute of this day is. If you've got people that you haven't called, then damn it, call them. If you need to text somebody and let them, some thought, some random person, popped into your head. If you've got someone in your life right now, I want you to think about this, someone that has made a difference or someone you haven't communicated with and you're saying, you know what, I should probably tell them hello. Right now, just about every single one of you thought of somebody. Do that today. Reach out to them and tell them hello. Tell them you were thinking about them. Reminisce about something you did in high school or something they taught you when you were a kid or something that affected you just a few years ago, whatever. Reach out to someone there. Get outside and put your face up into the sun or up into the rain or wherever you're at. Enjoy yourself. and go out and be awesome. Now, come in tomorrow. We are going to rock and roll with you. There's going to be extra training. I will have some content to give you. If you haven't yet, dive into the Google Drive doc, get into what's there. Just work on yourselves, work on your business, work on your life, and be better. Love you guys. Appreciate you. I will talk with you tomorrow. Take care, buddy.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew.
Sometimes people have what it takes, but they haven't recognized it yet. Just go forward. So what do you need to do? How do you stand out? So what you need to do is be that person that's different and is bigger than you think. Rise from the ashes and fly like the phoenixes that you are.